Hey there, how's it going? Welcome to Loop Learnings, and this is video number 6 of how to make payroll management system. In this video, we are going to work on the employee profile. In video number 5, which was the previous one, by the way, if you haven't watched, please do watch because I have explained it in very much detail. And in video number 5, we created this form and I created tabs, these two additional tabs. And the purpose of these two tabs is to demonstrate the information related to the salary of the employee. So for example, a employee profile is open. We will show the composition of that employee here. So for example, this basic salary, HRA, whatsoever, that static information will be displayed here. Then we have another tab called composition change. In this tab, we are going to display the information related to number of times the salary was changed, whether it's increment or grade change or whatsoever. Anytime the salary increment needs to happen, this will be updated in this list box here. That's what we are going to show. For the composition, I'm going to use a report, and that report will be embedded in this form. And then for composition change, we are going to use the list box. Couple of buttons will also be created at same time. That's what I'm going to demonstrate in this video. So if you're interested, keep watching, watch till end. It will be beneficial for you, hopefully. And if you end up liking it, do thumbs up, do like this video, and tell me in the comments below if you are learning something from this content or not. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please make sure that you do, and hit the bell icon as well so you get notification whenever I upload any video. Alright, let's get started with the actual video. So composition, that's the first tab we are going to work on, and as I said, we are going to use report to show the information related to salary for a given employee. So I'll right click here, we'll go to the design view, I'll go to the create tab, I'll go to the report design. A report is open. So first of all, we'll do a little bit of housekeeping. We'll go to the property sheet of this report, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple of things. So scroll bars, I'm going to get rid of these because it's not required, because we are going to have the information in stacked view, not the tabular view. If there was information for the tabular view, then I would keep the scroll bars, otherwise not required. The other thing I would like to do is to turn off the page margins. Right now it's yes, we'll turn off to no, and that's the housekeeping part. Now let's link this report with the data, to the data. So in the property sheet, I'll go to the data tab, I'll go to the record source ... and here we are in query builder. Now I'm going to fetch a couple of tables. First of all, I'm going to fetch composition table, then I'm going to fetch the grading structure. All right, now I'm going to fetch the employee profile. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let's get rid of this. All right, okay, now I'm going to fetch the fields that are required. For example, I'm going to fetch the composition ID, created on, do we need to have? No. Employee profile, yes, we need to have. Then I'll get the grading information, then I will have the basic salary, HRA, transport allowance, medical, total salary, status. Status I selected twice or once? Twice. Next I will get updated on. Right, so this is the information I need to have in my report when we are basically showing it on the form. So I'm going to save it, close it, and I'm going to go to the report design. I'm going to go click on add existing fields, and I'm going to press Ctrl A on my keyboard. Then I'm going to drag and drop these fields. Right, that's not correct. Drag and drop once again, that is correct. Right click on these fields, by selecting all, and I'll choose stack them. Then I'll go to the home tab and I'll make this font color full black. Then I'll go to the arrange tab and I'll go to the position section, and I'm going to choose the control padding, and control padding should be narrow. Then I'm going to expand these labels a little bit. Okay, control B to make it bold, and I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping here. Okay, so employee ID, grade, basic salary, HR allowance, transportation allowance, general allowance, medical allowance, total salary, status, and update it on. Okay, now next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to align this here nicely. Then I'm going to select all, right click, and I'm going to remove the layout. I'll go to the compensation. I will bring this field here. Okay, and keep the grading information here. Basic, HRA, transport, we'll do the adjustment later on, don't worry. Allowance, medical, total salary, status, updated on. How about having the employee name as well, just for the confirmation? So we'll go back to the report design, property sheet, ... and this is why I fetch this employee name. Okay, let's have that as well. There we go. Oops, employee name. Okay, right, let's do the adjustment. Let's copy the formatting, and here we go. Okay, all right, let's bring this down. I know this video probably is getting bored, you're probably getting bored, but you know, this is important formatting. Some people are really, trust me, they always ask me, hey, you did not show us how to make this form, how to do the adjustment. So I'm making this for those people who wants to see the bits and pieces of how to do things, right? If you know this already, I'm sorry that you had to watch this, because I have to go through it. All right, here we go. Now let's get the padding to narrow. Yeah, now much better. Okay, another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the option group to make it a little bit more nicer. So we'll go to the controls, option group, and in here, okay, frame would be general information. Let's reduce the size of the font to 9. Let's make it bold. Okay, 9 is too small, 10 would be okay. Now let's copy that and paste in here. So increase the height, select all of that and drag it down a little bit. Okay, let's reduce the height. Okay, all right. Now one more thing I would like to do, I would like to get buttons, 2 buttons here, and I'll tell you why. So I need buttons because if we want to create or update, so create new compensation structure or the updation of new compensation. Okay, so for that I need 2 buttons. So create compensation, and I'm going to copy the caption here to save the time, and update the compensation. And what next? Let's change the name, BTN create compensation, and BTN update compensation. Okay, let's save the report here. We'll call it compensation R. Okay, let's go to the let's change here salary information. Let's make it a little bit in the center of this option group. Now let's go to the report view and see how it looks like. Okay, better, could be improved for sure, but for now it's okay. Yep, I mean my idea is to show you how to make it. You can, you know, put some makeup on, put some icons and here and there, make it a little bit more beautiful, right? It's up to you, but I'm going to keep the same. Now one more important thing I'm going to do is, because I want this report to show the information about salary for the employee which is specifically selected and the record is open, that I'm going to link. So we need to link this query information with this employee ID in the form. So whenever a profile is open, only for that employee the compensation detail should be fetched and should be displayed. You getting my point? I hope. So let's go to the property sheet data tab, ... and in here I'm going to give the criteria under the employee ID, and we are going to give reference of the fields called employee ID residing in the employee profile. I hope you are getting the point. So forms, this is how you give criteria. Exclamation mark, you get employee profile, that's the only form which is created at the moment. Exclamation mark, and you get this field. So we are going to refer to employee ID. Okay, very important step. Please do not forget to do it, otherwise you're going to stuck. All right, so that is done. Now I'm going to close the report. I'm going to go to the composition tab. We have selected it. How do I know? Because there is a yellow marking. Now I'll go scroll down and I will take that report, drag and drop. You see it becomes black, it turns black because it's ready to have the information whatever we want to provide. So I'll just drop in here and we will later adjust. So here we go, remove that, and I'm going to expand this so we get full information, and I'm going to remove the outline to transparent. Okay, because we already have lots of lines. Now if I'll go to the form view, let's see how it looks like. Looks better, right? Looks better. Okay, so we have the information, we have the buttons, create compensation, update compensation. A little bit of adjustment is required. Well, here, so select here. Okay, So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just select this and drag it towards the right side a little bit. Then we'll go to the form view. Better now. Okay. All right. So we have general information, salary information, status, and status update. Now let's move to the composition change tab. And as I said, in here we will have a list box, and that list box will show the information related to change that has happened with regards to the salary of the employee. So if the change has happened once, twice, thrice, or 10 times, all of that information will be updated in this list box. That's the idea. Okay, so we'll right click design view. I'll go to the composition change tab, and in here I'm going to go to the form design. I'm going to get the list box from here. So here's the list box, and I'm going to drag and drop. So we're going to create a list box here. Okay, I'm going to cancel this. A little bit of housekeeping. Okay, so home tab, make it full black. All right, now what do we need to do with the list box? Well, we need to have some sort of information. What information we need to have? Well, your tab itself says composition change information. So therefore I'm going to go to the form design, property sheet, data tab, and we'll go to the row source and ... and in here I'm going to get the composition change table here. Here we are going to have ID, created on, not required, employee ID, certainly required. We want change type, we want grade, we want, is this grade is, okay, basic information, HRA, transport allowance. Do we need to have all of that? Let's see. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Tell you what, we will not have allowances, we'll have total salary, because it's just the demonstration, it's just the information that we are going to show the change that has happened, right? So we'll go to the design datasheet view. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So 8 columns are there. Okay, if you want, we'll have the allowances. Let's have 9 columns. So the first 2 columns I'm going to hide, not required, because ID and employee ID is important but not required to show in the list box, so therefore we are going to hide. But rest of the columns we are going to show and demonstrate, display. So how many columns are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So 7 columns will be displayed, 2 will be hidden. Let's close that. We'll go to the property sheet of this list box, format tab, and in here we'll say column count 9. First 2 columns we're going to hide, therefore 0 and 0. Then the remaining column we are going to keep the width of 2.3 centimeters. Okay, so that's the 3rd column, 4th column, 5th column, 7th column, 8th column. Do we have total 9 or 0 1 2 3 4 5 6? What? 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. We need 2 more columns here. 7 8. Now it is completed. Column heads, yes, we want, it's basically the headings we're turning on. So let's see how it looks like. Form view, and we see here there's a little bit of size we need to adjust. So rather than 2.3, let's keep the width of each column to 2.1. How about that? Right, it's just a matter of adjusting the size of the column so everything looks nicer. That's what my agenda is. Alright, still it's required, but anyway, you got the idea, right? This is how it should look like. Now I need one button here to create the compensation change. So if any salary change is required, it can be done from here as well. So therefore we'll get a button control here and we'll paste here, cancel it. I'm going to copy that because we want to keep the same formatting, and here we have done the formatting. Now I'm going to increase the width of it and I'm going to call it create compensation change. Okay, we'll increase the height a little bit and I will change the name of this button, PTN create compensation change. Okay, now I'm going to have a icon here as well. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we have the icon. I forgot to change the name of the list box, so list compensation change. Alright, so now let's see the form. So we have the general information tab fully prepared, we have the compensation tab fully prepared, we have the compensation change tab fully prepared with buttons. So this is what I wanted to demonstrate. In the next video we're going to complete this form by having the VB coding as well behind all of these buttons that we have created here in this form. Okay, that is it for today. I hope that you've learned something. I hope that you liked it. If you liked it, smash the like button, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please make sure you do that. Hit the bell icon so you get notification whenever I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.